Good morning. I'm joined today by with Brad Caldwell, the president of the Cola United Football Netball Club. Brad, good off-season, obviously coming back this year after having won the premiership for the first time in the seniors in 49 years. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening on the off-season?
Yeah, it's been a busy one. Footy clubs don't stop. Come the end of the grand final, we had to get straight back on with business and get about recruiting and setting our social calendar and everything that drives our coffers and we can sort of fill the off season in pretty quickly. That's for sure.
Brad, guess just touching on the recruiting during the off-season, you've lost Dave Daniels, who was best on ground in the grand final and also was the league medalist last year. Somewhat replaced him with one of your own returning in Blake Jorgensen. How will you see that transition?
Yeah, firstly for Davey, he was a great competitor at our club, really good club person, and hopefully we get him back and his family back at some stage post football for Davey. But we have to move on from these things, so we've got about recruiting, and Blake's certainly one of those kids that'll be able to fit back into that mould, and we've got some other handy ones and some kids come up out of the thirds I think you'd be pretty surprised with.
Yeah, and just on that, Brad, I guess during the off-season you've had 3 or 4 kids in Kian Wise, Tom Boyd, and also Adam Jorgensen play with the Bushrangers. Tom obviously has moved on this year through other means and gone on to Nathalia, but I see he's named at centre forward today for the Bushies. So obviously a lot of respect for your club's junior development, because I think a few years ago you only had 8 or 9 players and they were 3 of the 8 or 9.
Yeah, that's right. All credit goes to those coaches that were there at the time and their families that stuck with the club. Would have been quite easy for those, particularly those top end talent kids, to walk away and go elsewhere early on, but they stuck with us, and the club's done a really good job in getting those players up to that standard. And obviously they've got a lot of natural ability, but it comes with a good culture of the club to get them there and be really craving that higher football.
Terrific, Brad, and thanks for joining us, and all the best for 2017.
No worries, thanks Shane.